So I get a lot of questions about pregnancy and the troubles they fear, especially when they find out they are pregnant in the UK, either before they come into the UK or when they are on the job and just a few months into their job. If you are interested in this, please do watch to the end. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vivian. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the perks of maternity or being pregnant in the UK. So first and foremost, maternity in the UK is one of the protected characteristics from your employers. And this means that just like age or your sex, a special character, being pregnant is also a special character that is protected under the workforce law in the UK. Basically, if you're pregnant, that is not a problem. It should not affect you whatsoever in getting a job or coming into the UK. That being said, what are the perks of being pregnant and being a maternity leave in the UK? Disclaimer here, every organization has different maternity policy and pregnancy policy, so do well to check the policy of the place where you work. However, on a general note, this is something that is obtainable in the UK. So if you found out you're pregnant or you started a new job and found out you're pregnant, don't panic. Congratulations on your pregnancy. Now, what do you need to do? You need to inform your employer or your manager of a pregnancy. They will normally do what we call a risk assessment with you, of you formally informing them that you're pregnant, and they can make work adjustments for you depending on your state of health and how healthy you are in your pregnancy, or if you have a risk pregnancy, they make reasonable adjustments for you in line with the service to ensure that you are safe and that your baby is safe and that you're able to continue to be in work. They can make reasonable adjustments about your timings for work, your length of work, how you work, the situations around where you work, or even move you from a department to the other, just to ensure that you keep working for as long as you can if you are healthy and fit enough to work. You can have sickness absences that do not count towards your discipline. Now in the UK, especially in the NHS, when you are sick for a particular number of time, you can have what we call a first formal, where they begin to ask you things about your health, refer you to the occupational health, just for them to review and see if you are fit enough to work. Changes in place, and for some time, if it goes on for a while, it can become problematic. However, if you're pregnant, no matter the amount of time you get sick, you are covered. It's not counted into the sickness policy. For maternity leave in the UK is that you can get time off work to go for your checkups and your antenatal clinics. So you should be able to get time off work to go for your antenatal clinics, or use your off time to go for your antenatal clinics. You can actually get time off with your manager when you are there to quickly go and come back, just so you don't cause a lot of disruption of service. And if your service time is so difficult, or your job is one that once you're into it, you cannot come out, you can actually take a day off and go for your antenatal clinic. Do not say you are working and not go for your antenatal clinics. Get time off to go for your antenatal clinic. Another thing with maternity in the UK is that you can get up to 52 weeks maternity leave in the UK. However, the first 6 months you get paid, the last 3 months on a reduced pay scale money, and then the last 3 months of it, 12 months, are not paid. You can choose to take your maternity leave pay on equalized pay or non-equalized pay. The equalized pay means that your money are spread far across the 9 months of the maternity leave that is paid for, so you have reasonable amount of money coming in every month. Whereas the unequalized pay is where you get the chunk of the money in the first 6 months of your maternity leave and next to nothing in the last 3 months of your maternity leave. So depending on your money needs, you can actually decide what pay you will get. Usually we have a maternity meeting with your HR. Your HR is going to show you all the policies and the things that are pertaining to you, and then you can decide if you want to get the equalized or the non-equalized pay. Usually your details are sent to payroll, and payroll will send them a spreadsheet of what these payments look like, so you can compare them and see what you will get over the months through your maternity leave and decide how you want to be paid. If you have a baby after 24 weeks, you're entitled to 52 weeks leave paid, just like a normal maternity leave, irrespective of the outcome of that pregnancy. However, if you unfortunately have a baby before 24 weeks, at least according to most NHS maternity policies, before 24 weeks, then you can get some time off with your GP, who is going to certify you to be off because of the situation until you are ready to come back to work. However, you cannot get the standard maternity leave or the pay associated with it. Another thing you can also find is that you have a lot of help if you've had any pregnancy loss in the NHS. You have bereavement services, your managers are open to support you. Everybody is usually kind and helpful in the event of things like this, or a miscarriage, or a stillbirth, or loss of pregnancy, or loss of baby, or whatever it is. God forbid, we do not pray for that, but these things happen, and that's the reality of life. You have a lot of support in your workplace when these things happen. I am speaking, at least I know, for the NHS. I don't know for other care homes and other organizations, but I know that the bereavement services is a general service. So if you're registered at any NHS and such a thing happens to you, they will make these things open and available to you. You have a lot of charities that support parents, that support children and siblings who have gone through these losses and help them to get back into their previous life. The other advantage of maternity is that you get a free 1-year subscription free. What happens to you, you do not pay for medications. We have free healthcare in the UK. However, you pay for prescriptions. During your maternity leave, for that 1 year after you've had a baby, you do not pay for any prescriptions. You also have free dental check. During your maternity leave, you have free checks, and 1 year after, you have free dental checks. So do well to go get your dental checkups during your maternity leave, and up to 1 year after you've had your baby. I've also mentioned previously that you are entitled to sick leave. If you have any problems or you think you're struggling, you can speak to your GP. For instance, if you're not entitled to the full 52 weeks maternity leave, you can speak to your GP depending on your situation and inform them how you cannot cope at work, and they will sign you off work and you can stay home and still get paid. So do not go to work when you are in the wrong state of mind. It's very important that you recover fully, no matter what the situation that has happened with you. Ensure you get that coverage. Speak to your GP. They're usually very happy to help you in such situations. Now, the other thing about maternity leave in the UK, all things being equal, is that you can negotiate job flexibility, reduce hours, different shift pattern, all because you came back on maternity leave. And you should have reasonable adjustments for you to be able to breastfeed your child even at work. That you're going back to work does not mean that you should stop breastfeeding. Depending on how long you're going to take for maternity leave. Not everybody takes the 52 weeks. Some people take just 6 months, some people take the 9 months and come back to work. Depending what suits you. You can come back to work and reasonable adjustments will be made for you, either it being your hours, your job type, your job schedule, as far as it fits the service, and you speak to your managers. They're usually very supportive to get you back to work. You have the opportunity for career growth, personal development, upskilling. You can do things with your time, get a new certificate, learn a new language. 1 year is a long time that you can actually spend to better yourself when you come back to work and be in a better state even for service. Now, the other thing is that during maternity leave, you can actually start a side hustle. Yes, I started my YouTube channel in one of my maternity leaves, so you can actually start a side hustle, start an online business, start a YouTube channel. These are things that you can do when on maternity leave. I'm sure you must have heard from many people that YouTube is a source of income. So why not stop sitting on your house and begin to do something? There is a lot of things that you can do on here on YouTube and make good money. You can start an online business and be on maternity leave. You do not need to go out to work. Now, you need to know that when you are on maternity leave and being paid, you are also entitled to kid days. That's 10 days of work where you are also paid and you do not go back to work. However, if you go to work and work more than 11 days, then it's assumed that you've gone off your maternity leave and you have to go back to work. So always keep in touch with your manager, discuss with them, or if you've had these discussions before you went on maternity leave, on the reasonable adjustments they can make for you when you come back to work. And the other perk about maternity is that spouses are able to look for the jobs that suits them and plan those jobs because you have 1 year off. A lot of people have troubles with their dependents, either spouses, male and female alike, especially the male ones, of the jobs that they are able to do just because their wives are working full-time. Now, when you are on maternity leave, it's an opportunity for your spouse to get a job and settle into the job before you resume to work. And then when you go back to work, you can always plan yourself with your spouse's job. So it's a good opportunity even for spouses to get a job that suits them and have the freedom to work because you are at home taking care of the children. Now, this applies to most occupations, especially medical field, or even those who are in marketing, finance, and the rest of it. It's an opportunity for your spouse to get the job that they love and do them freely knowing that you are at home taking care of the children for the year. The other thing that is good about maternity leave is a period where you can take care of yourself, self-love, look after yourself, have that time, enjoy yourself, rest, do the things that you love, be happy, enjoy your time with your child, and come back to work when you are fully rested after working for a very long time. If you are a growing family and you want to have children, you can actually use that time on your visa to plan your family out. Okay, you can have 2 pregnancies while on your 5-year visa, and that's 2 years on maternity leave and 3 years only you've had to work actively. However, there are disadvantages. Every advantage has disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? Child care. Yes, you heard me. Child care. Child care is the first disadvantage. Child care, second disadvantage. Childcare is the third disadvantage. However, I have a video here where I talk about how you can navigate childcare in the UK. Have a look on that and see if it's something that is going to work for you and your family. Childcare is a major disadvantage of being pregnant in the UK. But if you can navigate childcare in the UK, then it is a good way to start your family up and move on in the UK. If you did find this video valuable, do well to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. And don't forget to comment and ask your questions down below. Suggest what videos you would like to see from me, although I do have a couple in my head that I want to talk about. But if you have any particular things you want me to talk about, do well to ask me in the comment section, and I'll do well to oblige you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.